All right, so I'm about to pour this here sea cast, finish up the deck. If you remember from the last video, I actually used some of the leftover from the transom to patch the hole that was in the deck. It's pretty straightforward. If you watched the last video, you know you just got to pour the hardener in. It's funny how that stuff sticks to that. Cast comes with this shaved fiberglass. Pour that in. They quit. I like to kind of poke it down in there a little bit before you get started. Oh. And you pretty much just want to mix it up until it's a good consistency. It really helps having one of these drills that's got a handle on it versus last time. I know you guys probably saw me having trouble with it last time, wanting to go all over the place, but this handle actually makes it pretty nice. Oh yeah. And I'm going over the top of this with self-leveling C-cast. So hopefully it'll work out pretty good. We'll see. I'm sure I'm gonna have to take a scraper or one of those things for Bondo putty to kind of flatten it out. I'm about to put some gloves on. Shout out to my boy Casey behind the camera. You guys always see me trying to film by myself, but I got my boy here today, so.
Yeah, I thought a gallon was going to be a lot more than that, though.
I love to scrape the bucket because then you get a free bucket too, so it's pretty cool. And if you're working on a boat, you understand how important it is to get something out of it because all this shit is super expensive.
Just like a sticker.
Yeah. It's like when you spend $3,000 on car parts and get that little 58-cent sticker.
Exactly.
Exactly. So let's hope that this gallon was enough. If not, it's gonna end up covered up in fiberglass anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. if it doesn't completely go up all the way to the top. But I really actually think it is going to end up being just about perfect. So I'm just kind of spreading it around, trying to get it to go where I want it, even though it's self-leveling. I mean, you can already actually kind of see it's kind of flattening out. I think it's going to end up being perfect. Pretty sure this was a really good idea. We'll see once I get my fat ass on it. I've already stood on it actually how it is, and now it's going to be about 1 inch thicker, which is really cool. So it should end up being pretty strong. Plus the fact that I used some of the leftover stuff that was from the transom build. So that stuff should actually even be stronger than this right here. So we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out really good, because this stuff's going to be pretty hard to get back off of there if it doesn't. But I'm just going to roll with it and hopefully it works out. It's kind of actually pretty funny because, as you guys saw from the transom video, I actually ended up having about 1 gallon extra from the transom because I used that 2x4 on the top to level it off. Because I know you guys saw how rotten that transom actually ended up being, to the point where it had actually rotted the fiberglass, which is kind of crazy. So I was trying to rebuild the top of the fiberglass, and I couldn't find a good way to build fiberglass straight up off of fiberglass. So I just ended up using that 2x4, and then putting the 2x4 on there made some of the C-cast actually squish out of it. So I was like, hell, I got this hole in the front deck that I need to figure out a good way, and what better way than put a composite material and not go back with wood, because everybody knows the wood is just gonna fuck up again anyways. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good.
About perfect.
Yeah, and then once I get a couple layers of fiberglass over it, I mean, it's gonna be right on the money, dude. It is gonna be right on the money. I'm just trying to squeeze it into all these little cracks and everything. As it sits, it's gonna do nothing but level itself out anyways. So I'm just trying to make sure there's not any weird air bubbles. Like, if you can get the camera right there, see where that crack is, you really don't want there to be like a weird air pocket in there, because if you step on it, you're going to be able to hear the fiberglass moving around and cracking and stuff. And then where that piece is actually sticking up, I'm going to grind that down and try to make it as flat as possible. But I think that 1 gallon actually worked out really good. So I'm going to let this dry, and then tomorrow we're going to go to Home Depot, get a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and I'm going to show you guys doing the floor. So hang tight, and we'll get going on that tomorrow. I'm going to let this dry. We're going to do some more fiberglass work to this. We're going to fair out the transom, get on the floor. Sorry it's been a couple weeks on the videos. I've seen you guys commenting, wanting more videos and stuff. I've just had some weird circumstances going on in life. But I am going to hop back on YouTube and start getting these videos rolling again for you guys. I appreciate y'all actually caring about the videos and stuff. It really means a lot that you guys are missing the videos. So, all right, hang tight. All right, so I got the little 1-inch pieces of wood on top of the stringers, like I was telling you guys in the last video. I already started pouring some of the foam. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, because the wood's going to end up resting on top of that lip. I know that's not how it was made, but that's how I'm making it. Some of this foam's already expanding. So I just kind of wanted to start it a little bit, and then, because it's pretty self-explanatory, you literally just mix it half and half and then pour it. It's not that big of a deal. But, so you literally just mix it 50-50, or as close as you can. It doesn't have to be an exact science. Which, I mean, technically it is, I guess, but I don't really care. And then just mix it up as good as you can. But don't take too long, though, because it starts expanding pretty quick. Like, I'd say within, like, 15 minutes or so, it's pretty much completely fully set up and ready to start trimming. I know I said I was going to install the floor first, but I just felt like, I don't know, I was kind of scared it was gonna bust the boat apart, basically. And I felt like I'd be able to get a better visual on it, obviously, if I poured it without the floor. It might take away from a little bit of the rigidity, but if your 3/4 inch plywood can't hold you up, you should probably find some better plywood. So I got a little gap down here that wasn't completely full. I'm trying to make sure above all that this spot right here that I just poured it in, like, because I'm running out of foam actually. I'm trying to make sure above all this piece right here is going to be flush, because I'm gonna run the plywood down, but the sheet's not big enough to cut it, and also it would be kind of awkward to put it down in that spot, so it's gonna have to be a 2-piece floor. I'm gonna make this L shape first, and then I'm gonna come in with another L shape over that way, if you see what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so basically, I'm trying to make sure above all that that spot over there to the right side of the drainage piece is full, because I'm going to need the support right there to have the butt joint basically that I'm going to make. I'm going to need the support for that. So it's going to expand plenty right there. I might actually get a piece of wood and try to knock some of that stuff over while it's still kind of wet, to keep on filling that piece in. And then the little bit of the foam that I have left in those gallons, I'm going to pour on that corner right here, just so it'll bring it up and give it a little bit more rigidity. But I don't know, we'll see how it works. And then I'm going to trim it, and then I'll show you guys putting the plywood floor in. And sorry I'm not able to, I guess, film myself doing as much. I don't really have anybody to hold the camera for me. But, yeah. I mean, and also painting and, you know, cutting the wood for the floor and pouring the foam and all that, it's kind of self-explanatory. So I don't really feel the need to make it necessarily like super informative or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna have some more updates for y'all in a minute. So basically, I'm gonna finish up that driver's floorboard, and I'm not like making this a super informative video, because I mean it's pretty straightforward. You just pour the foam in. Like I said, the floor that I'm making right now is going to be actually around an inch taller than the stock floor, which isn't going to make any difference at all, really. I'm just trying to make sure that it's completely watertight and everything, because I don't want any water getting down there to the foam as much as I can help it. And I'm not necessarily making this a super informative video, because it's all pretty self-explanatory, you know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm going to keep on going with it, and then, yeah, and then once I get the floor done, I'm going to get all this stuff off of the boat and get it wiped down really good, and then go ahead and get it painted. I decided I'm just going to go with a spray paint job for 2 reasons. One, I should be able to touch it up pretty easily if I ever need to. And 2, this is pretty much just going to be a workhorse type of boat. And I do plan on fishing it on the Ogeechee River some, and it's just going to get all scratched up anyways and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just going to use some spray paint and do it quick and dirty. And hopefully it'll turn out good. I did this little piece right here. So, yeah, I'm just going to do charcoal gray because I really like charcoal gray anyways. And, you know, I was thinking about it, and honestly, the more ways that I can cut cost on this boat, as well as cutting the time down, like, the work may not last forever, but I'm still doing a good job and, like, the best I can for my abilities. And honestly, the boat just needs to be done and ready to fish. So, and those of you that are asking, I can't get marine plywood at my, like, anywhere local to me. They just don't have it for whatever reason. You have to special order it or whatever. And so I went with this new style of board that they're making. I forget what it's called, but it's called APA rated sheathing. And it's basically like for exterior use. And like I said, I'm not going to be letting the boat getting rained on and all sorts of stuff like that all the time. I bought like $100 boat cover for it. So it's pretty much going to stay covered all the time when it's outside or whatever. And I usually park it in the garage anyways, especially for working on it, because it's nice to have a covered work area. But yeah, so I'm going to keep on trucking on this, and I'll give you guys some more updates. once I get this floor done, like I said, I'm going to get the boat blown off, get all the dust off of it, and then start painting. Also, I've got a little bit more fiberglass work that I have to do on the transom before I can get that painted, but I might go ahead and, well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the boat forward, get all the fiberglass straightened out the way I want it and everything, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the fiberglass laid on the front deck, because as you guys saw, I finished the front deck basically. I just got to lay a couple sheets of fiberglass over it. And then around back here, I got a little bit of smoothing out and stuff I got to do, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Like I said, I'm not going for super pretty or anything like that. I just want the boat to be safe and reliable. So, and also I don't want to spend 10 grand to get it where I need to. So, and I think I'm only up to probably 1,500 to 2 grand with where I'm at right now. So anyways, finish the floor and I'm going to clean it up and get it ready for paint. All right, so I got the wood trimmed, laid in there. I put screws around all the perimeter and put liquid nail in between the cracks. I had a couple tubes of white and a couple tubes of clear, but you can see it's sealed all the way around. I ran out of clear and started using the white, but I screwed it all the way down to the perimeter. I'm gonna walk around. Still gotta finish this piece for the driver's floorboard, but that's what it's looking like so far. All right, so I had to cut on a different piece of wood for under the driver's seat, and then I had to make a little tiny patch right there, but I think it came out pretty good. It's all gonna end up being fiberglassed anyways. Also up front, fiberglassed over the C-cast. So I got that going. Bottom floor is in. Now that I got the, I think I'm gonna go over one more time over the deck with a big sheet of fiberglass, and the front deck will be done. Trying to save a little bit of my fiberglass resin in case I have to do anything else to the back. I still got to put some caulking around all that stuff, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fiberglass that in, and then I'm gonna paint the boat, and then it'll be ready for carpet. So yeah, I'll be back. I got her all taped off, started laying a little bit of paint. Just doing that half for right now. I think it's gonna end up looking pretty good. Yep, I think it's gonna end up looking pretty good. All right, so I got all the leather off of the lids. I just decided to paint them down and sand them charcoal gray to match the boat. I had to drill out all the rivets to all the trim and stuff. All that's not going back. But that's what we're doing right now. And this is the finished, what it's gonna look like finished on the boat. Got the lids on. Installed the motor yesterday. Again, guys, I'm sorry it took me so long to get another video out there. I've been dealing with a family member that passed away, and I've been having to go down there and gather up a bunch of stuff because everybody's been stealing, because his house is like 2 hours away, my Uncle Billy. And yeah, I mean, he pretty much left me everything that he had, and just been on the road a lot basically, and dealing with court stuff and stuff like that. So for those of you that care and say stuff about wanting videos and stuff, Moose and Beans, I wanted to give a shout out to you because you're always commenting on my stuff. I appreciate it. But anyways, let's take a look at the boat and the progress that we made on it this weekend. It's not perfect, but I just kind of got to a point where I was like, you know, this boat's never really going to be worth anything. It's a 79. Even though I'm completely fixing it up, it's still like, let's just get out on the water. You know what I mean? Make some fishing videos and enjoy the thing instead of having it sitting in the garage for 2 years. But anyways, I'm going to walk you guys around the boat a little bit and show you about like some of the progress and stuff that I've made on it this weekend. So let's check it out. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in, and yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep on going with the boat, keep on going till it's done. You got to finish the project, but it's been a pretty long project so far. Yeah, all I can say, thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to have some more videos coming on it, and hopefully I'll have a video soon of actually fishing out of the thing. So, all right. Peace.